I love themed vehicles because they are very unique from the regular ones, and now one of the famous 110cc scooter, which is the Honda Dio, is getting a new look, which is the Repsol Honda Edition. This is Honda's race-inspired schematic, and this new Repsol Edition Dio is a stunning looking scooter. The color combination used is white and black with a peppy orange and a red touch, and there is racing graphics throughout with Repsol branding. This is like a throwback because we used to have such kind of a theme with the unicorn, and yet this theme actually matches really well with the Dio's design. Because the Dio, as you might know, have a very angular structure, and when such a shape gets a sporty paint job, it does elevate the looks. And taking a look around, as you can see from the front, the trio color scheming is very loudly showcased. The mudguard is black in color with the Repsol branding, and that color format blends into the white, orange and red coloring in the main front panel, and you even get more Repsol graphics in here. The headlight is also located in this panel, and it's the LED one, and its range and coverage is unchanged from the Dio BS-6 Deluxe version, which means the range is good for your night rides. And now checking the handle, it gets the orange color schematic which looks flashy with the LED DRL. And overall from the front itself, anyone who has seen a Repsol branded Honda vehicle will straight away figure out this new theme used here. And now moving to the other side of the handle, we can see the speedo console used, which is a fully digital one, which is identical to the meter used in the BS-6 Dio Deluxe variant. The panel's visibility is good even during a sunny day, and here the info showcased are the trip meter, present mileage, average mileage, distance to empty, etc. And also this time there is the side stand engine cutoff feature available, which is a handy thing. Then the switch controls are also perfect. There is the dim, bright and pass light as a single switch along with the indicator toggle and horn on the left side, and on the right side you get the engine start stop switch. And here all these buttons are of good quality too. So now that we have checked the handle, let's move to the side panel, and here this fiber section gets the white paint job, and that is also the straight pattern graphics happening here with again the Repsol branding. Overall, I do like the whole graphics theme used in this Dio because I feel it does blend well. And now moving to the rear section of the scooter, the taillight is the familiar chisel pattern one, and beside it there is the indicators too. And above this you also get the external fuel inlet system. This is a very handy thing, and if in case you're wondering how to open it, well, it's all done through the all-in-one lock system. And here this method is very convenient, and the good part is that Honda actually did provide the twist cap lock inside this flap, so it's like adding a bit more safety. And also, by the way, the fuel tank capacity of this Dio is still 5.3 liters. Then one more standout thing in the rear section is the red colored split pillion grab bar, because it does look very loud and it's still a very comfortable one for the pillion to hold. And now checking the exhaust, this Repsol edition of the Dio gets the new sporty exhaust, which is seen in the other BS-6 Dios, and it does get the matte black paint scheme. And also one more cool thing which has happened with the Repsol edition of the Dio is that this version of the Dio finally gets an alloy wheel which is orange colored. So that's like getting double bonus. The fact that it's alloy is a wonderful thing, and on top of that, since it gets this flashy orange paint job, it does match well with the whole theming. And in fact, this is the main change, or this is the only change with the Dio Repsol Honda Edition. Well, that shouldn't be a surprise because this is like a special variant, and usually with such, the appeal is all that's gonna be different. And in fact, I feel leaving everything untouched is better because the BS-6 Dio is already a great scooter in the 110cc segment. And here, since the engine and the structure is untouched, the ride quality and the ride comfort is exactly similar to the BS-6 Dio. The engine used here is a 109.51cc fan-cooled 4-stroke programmed fuel injection BS-6 Standard 1, and this engine has silent start, and it also gets Honda's ESP technology. And because of all this, the overall outcome is pretty great. There is sheer smoothness throughout, and even though the engine is a 110cc one, it can stay in the refined state for a speed range from 0 to 75 km/h. I didn't notice any vibration or engine stress, and surely this little guy does offer a fun riding experience. Now I've already done the detailed review of the BS-6 Dio, and hence if you want to get a more in-depth idea about the ride experience, you can check that video. But to give you a brief idea about all that, well, the ride quality and performance, as I was saying, is satisfying for a scooter in this segment. This is actually a proper city-centric scooter, and for that purpose, you can blindly pick this Dio. Even if you go for a 40 to 50 km ride in a single stretch, you won't experience any tiredness, and that's a plus point with this new BS-6 Dio. Well, I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again, which is the older versions of the Dio was actually not a comfortable scooter for me, but since the BS-6 version has grown a bit in size, the BS-6 version's comfort story is totally different. The footboard spacing is spot on, and hence it never felt cramped, and also the seat has a bit more area, and even the cushioning felt to be adequate, and given the fact that the riding posture is upright, these all does add up to give a good and comfortable riding experience. And this seating comfort thing is applicable to the pillion too, because the pillion seating area and the cushioning is also fairly good. And on top of all this, since the BS-6 Dio do come with telescopic front suspension and a 3-step adjustable spring-loaded hydraulic rear one, which are both set on the moderate soft setting, rides through rough conditions were stress and strain free. Well, there is one more thing for all this, which is the front rim is now a 12-inch one, and that too helps, and hence the overall ride comfort side is all well checked with the Dio Repsol Edition. And by the way, for me, I didn't have trouble reaching the ground, nor did I have any issues with the handlebar, and for a reference for you, my height is 176 centimeters. So now that you have an idea about the ride quality, the performance and the ride comfort, let's focus on the Dio's main strength, which is the ride control. This Repsol edition of the Dio is actually a couple kilograms lighter than the normal BS-6 Dio, and since the scooter structure is well engineered, you can easily get through any traffic or a cramped space. This is an agile scooter in terms of ride control. Quick flicks are very easy, and if you are the person who likes to maneuver through tough conditions, this Repsol edition of the Dio won't disappoint you. But all that said, what you need to keep an eye on is the safety side. The Dio is basically designed for city commutes, and hence even with the Repsol edition, the brakes in the front and the rear is 130mm drum. Well, CBS or combi braking system is equipped, but then since the brakes are just drum, it's always safe to ride in the controlled speed range. During my testing, I do feel the safe panic braking speed for the Repsol edition of the Dio to be under the 65km/h mark. Now the front and the rear tire width is 90mm even with this edition, but that's actually a good number, and your taking tight corners didn't feel unsafe with the stock tubeless tires. And also the underside of the Dio was safe even if you ride through some rough conditions because the ground clearance is 160mm. And lastly about the mileage, well, I actually didn't get a chance to properly do a mileage test with the Repsol edition of the Dio, but I did do a real world mileage test with the deluxe variant of the BS-6 Dio, and the number I got with that was approximately 58km/h, and I'm pretty sure this one should also offer the same or maybe a bit more because of that lesser weight. So after checking all this, the next thing that everyone will be wondering is how much does this Repsol edition cost, and also is it a worthy option? Well, the Honda Dio's Repsol Edition's ex-showroom Kerala pricing at the time of uploading the video is 74,818 Indian rupees, and that's like approximately 2,500 more than the deluxe version of the Dio. But then for this extra, you do get some worthy add-ons like the alloy wheels and this awesome and unique sporty theming. And therefore from my side, I think the extra is totally worth it. And hence if you are planning to buy the Dio, well then this is like basically extending your options. If you want the unique style Dio, well then surely go for this Repsol variant because this will stand out more and it does look more sporty than the standard and the deluxe variant. And also by the way, if you are in Kollam, Kerala and you want to know the on-road pricing of this Repsol Edition Dio, or if you want to do a booking, or maybe if you want to do a test ride, well then you can contact the authorized Honda dealer in Kollam, Kerala, which is Vahini Honda. And one more thing before you leave is that, since this is a scooter, the storage spacing is sufficient in the Repsol variant. There is a front pocket which is big enough, and you also get 2 hooks, and even the underseat spacing is large enough to fit my fully covered helmet. Well, that's all for this video guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, a like is much appreciated and a sub will be great. See you again in the next one. Till then, bye, and always ride safe.